Hey guys, insight number 4. So we're staying in 3 Nephi chapter 14. We're in verses 24 through 27. And you'll be like, hey, I recognize this. And well, you should, because it's not only a primary song, it's also been taught over in the New Testament, just like the other things we're discussing this week. But these are people who haven't heard them. And it's good for us to have that repetitive teaching because we get to talk about it, we get to go deeper, we get to step back and look at it. There's a whole lot of ways that why we should learn it more than once. But this is building upon a rock. So where are you building? He says, therefore, whoso heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man who built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. Solid foundation. And every one that heareth these sayings of mine, and doeth them not, shall be likened unto a foolish man who built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. Now, there's so much to take from this. Like, basically, we're instructed to build on the rock, on a solid foundation. It was the rock of our Redeemer. So it's Jesus Christ. Build your foundation on Jesus Christ. It doesn't mean your foundation is Jesus Christ. You just build on that. You've got to build your own foundation to keep your testimony strong. And that was brought up at last annual conference, I believe. But it has been brought up before, just probably not as clearly, like with diagrams and stuff. It was pretty cool. And I cannot for the life of me remember who gave that talk, but it was really, really cool. But what does it look like for you to build this foundation for your house on Jesus Christ? It's hard work to build a foundation for a house, to have it solid and steadfast and strong, and so when those winds come, and I mean the house I'm in now compared to the house I was, and I knew that was on a sure foundation, the house I was. I saw them put the piles in for that. But when the winds come blowing, the house would still rock a bit and it would creak. And this has got a brick outside. It's solidly built concrete with steel, and it's a newer build. The wind blows here right around it off the hill, and the rains pour down and they all drain down the driveway, and we sit here fairly safe. So I'm very glad for that foundation. But what does it look like in a spiritual sense? Well, again, instead of relying on a 1955 built house, get a 2007 built house or a 2024 foundation. Make sure, like they're doing to the Salt Lake Temple, like they did to the New Zealand Temple, Washington, D.C., several other temples, getting foundational overhauls, because the original foundation, while good at the time, needs updating. So we need to continually update those foundations. And make sure they're up to code compliance, whatever that is. Sort of for you, what is code compliance for you? For me, I need to read scriptures. I need to say prayers every day. I need to go to church. I love going to church. Not to meet with everybody, but to partake of the sacrament. That's why I go to church, to partake of the sacrament. I love being in the temple, or even when I couldn't go into the temple and I didn't have a temple recommend for those times in my life when I just wasn't endowed yet. And I was a bit old to do baptisms, and then I was a bit naughty to do either of them. I could still go and sit on the steps of the temple at the front at night. I don't know if you can now, there's a bit more security, but we could then. It was pretty free. And just to be on the grounds, is to feel that spiritual place, to feel that feeling from that's what builds and keeps my updation to code, my foundation up to code. But floods come to both houses here. Did you notice that? The same floods came to both houses, and one just went, and the other one went, cheers, good. Maybe you have to clear some water out, might have to re-wallpaper, but that's what we're doing every day anyway, isn't it? Renewing those foundations, renewing those parts of our home, rebuilding, restructuring, constantly renovating, which is exhausting. It sounds exhausting, doesn't it? And it is. But the results are beautiful. And what else about this analogy stands out to you? Let us know. Drop it in the comments. What else stands out about the house built on the rock and the house built on the sand, other than the singing it in primary as loud as you can because it was fun? What else actually stands out to you about this analogy, about those who listen to Christ and do what he asks of them, which is not a lot, and those who hear the words and go, yeah, what stands out to you? I want to know. All right, hang around. We're going over to chapter 15, verses 9 to 10, to talk about a gift that we get to keep. See you there.